There's a saying that justice is blind, but it's not true, right? It's just not. We all come to the justice system, to the legal system, with the experience and perspectives we have from having lived the lives we've had. People talk about that, acknowledge it in the context of, say, the judiciary. It's why it's important to have a really diverse bench, right? And why it's important to have diverse juries that are reflective of the community and the community's experience. But it's also really important for lawyers. Lawyers are gatekeepers in the type of litigation I do, because we get contacted by potential clients who say, look, this is what I experienced at work. And then we have to make a decision if that's a case that we think is something that's worth spending the resources on. It's something that we can prove. It's a case that we feel that we can be invested in. And it's important to have lawyers who have experiences, so when people are telling them what's happened to them, it resonates, right? It's obviously important also to try to educate yourself to make sure that you're not just limited to your own perspective, but it's really important to have a diverse bar so that when people are looking for lawyers, they can talk to people who have experienced something like they have or something similar to it. This is a version of something I tell my clients who are often in a position where they've experienced some type of discrimination or harassment, and they're trying to make a decision as to whether or not the fight that they're thinking about having with their employer or former employer is worth it, right? Because there's always cost to any fight. And what I would say is this: we all walk a path in life, and there are obstacles in that path, right? There's boulders, and in our country, there's more boulders for women, for people of color, for people of disabilities, for LGBTQA people, for other people as well. There have been a lot of people who've been fighting to remove those boulders, right? And they've succeeded, right? There are fewer boulders there in our path than there were, 50 years ago, 100 years ago. But those boulders are still there. And I think the work that I do with my clients, we're removing some of those boulders. If one person's efforts would create a smooth path, it would be done. And sometimes you don't even necessarily see what boulders you've taken away, but that's what you can do. You do your part, you remove the boulders you can, and the hope that will make it easier for the people who come along next.